Hey guys, another week, another game dev vlog, and this week I did make a little bit of progress on the upcoming update for Everybody Edits, and this update is about a few different things. The first thing being the key binding system that I've hinted at doing for a little while, and it basically lets you rebind a lot of the common functionality to different keys, like minimap, God mode, alternate keys for movement, like WASD, you can rebind those, and a few different other things. Now, it doesn't allow as much customization as I would have liked to do, simply because of the limitations of adding it to a system that already exists, not to mention the limitations of Flash. Like, for example, adding Control or Alt as modifier keys is actually a little bit tricky because Flash Player doesn't actually let those go through most of the time. Well, at least with Alt keys. Control keys, I don't know that you can block them from doing their behavior in the browser like you can with JavaScript. Now, the thing with the Alt keys not actually being relayed is actually probably the reason why the Quick Chat key bindings aren't working anymore, because I think it was a change in Flash Player at some point where it stopped working. For a while it seemed like it worked in the browser only, but not in the projector or anything, but now it just seems to not work anywhere. I mean, I looked at the code, I couldn't really find any other reason. It all seems to be just fine. Anyway, this update is also going to do some minor changes to the way you select NPCs. We've been wanting to improve it for a little while now, and we're just finally getting around to it because there's been so many other higher priority things to get done. But basically, we're just trying to make it a little easier to select the NPC that you want and make everything behave a little more intuitively. It's involved a few improvements to the properties display stuff in general, as well as some adjustments to make sure everything lines up better. Like, even in the game as it is right now, you may have noticed that the NPC properties menu can sometimes disconnect from the arrow. It's actually due to a certain alignment issue because the name your NPC text box above the NPC actually extends far off to the right of the menu, meaning that the calculated width is too wide, meaning it's centered wrong, and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm fixing that in this update, and it seems to be working quite well, so hopefully that solves those issues. Anyway, but as far as other stuff in this update, well, it's going to involve an interesting little campaign. Well, little might not necessarily be the right word for it, but it's going to be an interesting campaign that will involve some slightly different things than others have before. So it's still in progress, it's getting there. I think the levels themselves are basically done, but as far as the rewards and other stuff, they're still being worked on. There's going to be a couple of new items relating to that, as you might expect. I think that's basically it, other than various bug fixes and tweaks, some of which I need to actually get done, like today or tomorrow, whenever I get a chance. But everything else, as far as the main coding, I believe is done. So basically, even while everyone else is finishing up the work they need to do on this update, I'm going to be working on early stuff for the lobby overhaul, because it's about time that I get working on that and find some sort of balance point to make it work without taking things too far and just taking forever working on it, because I do need to get back to work on Everybody's Universe, because it has been a little while since I've actually been working on that, simply because these other updates are slightly higher priority in the fact that they're time sensitive. Even though Everybody's Universe kind of is, it's a little more distant and in a sense more flexible, although we prefer not to push that off. Anyway, I guess that is going to have to be it for today, so as always, I do want to thank my contributors over on Patreon, as well as the Everybody Edits Patreon itself. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you around. Goodbye.